class. I hope you're having an amazing day and you are ready for another round of challenge week. So items you need. You're going to need your number 7 bag. You're going to need to pull out this packet. We're going to be doing this packet today. You are going to need your pencil. You are going to need these 2 colors. That is what we're going to need today. No whiteboard. We're not going to need a whiteboard because I'm going to kind of show you the different pages in there. Then I'm going to give instructions to them, and then you're going solo, okay? So a few things that we're going to be doing is clocks. Now on our clocks, the clocks is going to ask you different things. It's going to ask you to show what a time would look like. So if I set a time, like I say that I want to see what does 4:30 look like, I would, number 1, I would know that my minute hand, which is the big hand, is pointing at the 6. To be 4:30, I've got to be between the 2 numbers. So then for me to be 4:30, I would have to be between, there we go. I need to be between the 4 and the 5 because I'm not touching 5 yet. That is what makes me 4:30, okay? So what it's going to look like today is it's going to look like this. So it's going to say a time that it wants you to show. Then it's also going to have some over here where it's showing you with the hands, but it wants you to rate it. So looking at this clock, it says show 7:30. We know that we want our minute hand to be where, class? Yep, you're right. The minute hand is going to point at the 6. So then I would make my line with my arrow pointing at the 6. That right there is giving me that 30 part. Now the 7 part, we know it has to go between. It has to go between for it to be the 7. Now it has to be between the 7 and the 8 because it's not 8 o'clock yet. Can't go backwards because if we do the one that is 6 and 7, then I'm going to want the 6. So that means I've got to go between the 7 and the 8. And I'm going to make my minute hand, which is smaller, so that way if I drove between right here, you would be able to see that I am 7:30. I'm 7:30. On this side over here, we're going to look at the time, and I have to write it. Again, we know that it's going to the 30 because it's pointed at the 6. First thing I'm going to write, so here it is, it's between, right here, sorry, that is like the squiggliest line ever. It's between the 11 and the 12. Now remember, I'm 11. I am not 12 until I touch it. I have to touch it and pass it. Okay, so that means I would be what time, class? You're right, 11:30. 11:30, and this is what that would look like. 11:30. 11:30, and that's what I would write onto here. So now let's look at this one, class. What time would I be? So looking at the time, I'm going to write the time, and let's see if this is what you said. So I heard some of you say this time. And this one is the one that gets a lot of you. So some of you had oopses on it. Okay, so this one is 12:30. It is between these 2 numbers right here. So that means because I just left the 12, I cannot be 1 until I touch it, and I haven't touched it yet. So that's what makes it 12:30. Okay, let's look at over here. Looking at this one, look at the time, 9:30. So what am I going to put my hour hand at? Ooh, I heard one of you. Great job. They said between the 8 and, sorry, they said, oops on me because I'm saying this was an oops what someone else did. They said between the 9 and the 10. 2 people said an answer and I was saying the oops answer. So it's going between the 9 and the 10. The 9 and the 10, that was the correct one. The other one was an oops that someone said. And then the minute hand was pointing at the 6. So I just did that. So here was the correct answer person was between the 9 and the 10. So here it is. And then here is pointing at the 6, which makes the 30. So you have a page in there today that has that. You're going to be doing that. So I will show you again in a little bit when we do it, when I give all the instructions. So another thing that we are going to be doing, and you heard this yesterday about plural and singular. Plural means more than one. More than one. Now, sometimes plural can also use different kind of sight words. If I was using people, if I use the word we, that's a group of us. That is a group of us, so that's going to be plural. There's a group of us doing it. If I said he, that is one person. He is one person. What if I say they? Is that a group of people? Yes, that's another group of people, so that will be plural. So when it's even one person doing it, it's going to be singular. If it's a group of us, like we, they, that is going to be plural because it's more of us do it. So if I say we hop, guess what? We all are. We all are doing it. We sing in the classroom and we would sing. Was it just one of us? Nope. It was all of us. It was all of us singing. So that is what we're going to be looking for too. Not only that it has an S at the end, we look for those sight words that if it says we or they, that's a group of people doing it. That's a group of people doing it. Okay, so are you ready? So this is what it's going to look like in your book. But I'm going to bring it and we're going to read it. Really, really easy. They all have 2 words in it. It's not a sentence because sentences start with a capital and it has to give us more detail. So these are not complete sentences. Okay, so on this one, it says we hop. We hop. Okay, is that going to be plural, meaning more people doing it, or is it going to be singular, one person doing it? If you said plural because of we, you are right. You are right. So what I'm going to want you to do is you are going to, and we're going to put some dots on these so that we can make sure they go in the correct jar. So get your packet, open up your packet to this page, to my jars. So open it up to your jars. So you want this jar, and we're going to make this jar green. We're going to make this jar green, and this says singular. That means only one. We're going to make this jar orange to be plural. So pause it so you can color your jars the correct way. And then that way we kind of can do this a little together and we can put our dots on it so that way we make sure the correct one goes in the correct jar. Because this is something a little new. A lot of times you didn't hear me say the word singular and you didn't hear me say the word plural, but we were putting S's at the end of things when we had more than one. Okay, so let me have my colors. Here we go. So I'm going to put this up here. And so we are going to read these and then we're going to find out, and you might not be able to see some and then I'll scoot it back. So I'm going to start over on this side. Okay, so it says, we hop. Because of the word we, it means it's more than one person doing it. So is it singular, meaning one person was doing it? Or is it plural because lots of people were doing it? If you said plural, you are right. So this one is going to get an orange dot. So I'm going to put my orange dot so that way when I do my coloring, my cutting, I know what jar to put them in. Okay, so ready? Here we go. Let's go to the one next to it. So it says, this cat. This cat. Is that singular because it is talking about one cat? Is it singular because it's talking about one cat? Or is it plural because it's talking about more than one cat? This cat. Okay, put your dot. If you said it was singular because it is talking about one cat, then you are correct. Okay, let's go to the next one. They play. Okay, look at that sight word. They. Is they talking about one person? Or is they talking about a group of people? Who said it was plural? That is talking about more than one person. Yes, it's a group of people. They play, they play at recess, meaning a group of people are playing at recess. Okay, so here we go. We're going to the next one. That book. That book. Is that singular? Are they talking about one book? That book? Or is it plural? That book? If you said green, you are correct. Great job. Okay, ready? Let's go to this one. It says, you sit. You sit. Is that singular? Or is that a plural? Meaning more than one person. You. It's talking about you. You over there. If you said it was singular, you are correct. Okay, let's go over to this side right here. Okay, ooh, keyword, looking at that sight word. Their toys. There. Is there singular, talking about one person? Or, their toys, keyword, is the toys. Toys. Who owns the toys? Their, because it's saying it's their toys. Those are their toys. They need to take them with them. So the key thing is looking at the toys. Is that singular? Or is that plural, talking about more than one toy? If you said it was plural, you are correct. She hops. She hops. Is that singular? Or is that singular means one person? Or singular means is she only hop one time? Or did she hop lots of times? Now remember, plural, a lot of times that they add the S at the end. She hops. Now if you said plural, you are right. If she just hop, she hopped. That'd be one time. Her toy. Her toy. Is that singular? Does she have one toy? Her toy. Or is it plural, meaning she has more than one? If you went green, because singular, yes, toy, there's no S at the end, so that definitely means she only had one toy. Okay, ready? He jumps. He jumps. Ooh. What are you gonna go with? Is it singular or is it plural? More than one. Jumps. If you went here, you are right. Okay, so let's go over here. These cats. These cats. Is that one cat or is it going to be plural, more than one cat? Yep, these cats. Okay. These books. These books. Is it singular, which is green, or is it plural, the orange, because it's more than one book? If you went orange, you are right. Sorry, my dots do not look very well. We sit. Oh, look at that sight word. We. Is we talking about a group of people? We. It is. So that means we're going to go with orange. I play. I is talking about yourself. Let's see what color you guys putting up. If you went green, you were right. Great job. It is one person. I is talking about you. They jump. Ooh, look at that sight word. They. They. Is that a group of people? Okay, so if it's single person, it's green. If it's a group of people, it is orange. Let's see what you went with. Ooh, good job. A lot of you got that one. And the last one, we jump. Look at the key word for your sight word, we. Is we talking about one person or is we talking about a group of people? If you did the group of people, awesome. Now when you have time, you're going to cut those out and you're going to glue them into the correct jar. You're going to glue them into the correct jar. Now let's see what's in this book, because that one's kind of ready for you now. Okay, so first thing you're going to be doing is you have to read this. You are going to read flying. Read each one of those. And then you have to read your question and circle the correct answer. Okay? That is what you're going to be doing on that page. The next page, there it is. We just did it. Then I want you to write me a story. Write me a story using some plurals, more than one. Describe them. Make me a story. That is your writing activity. The next page, there it is. There's those clocks. We just did a couple of them. You're going to do clocks. And your last page, 10 frames, and they're 10 frames and sticks of tens. So what you're going to do on that, and I'm going to show you on the first one. So I'm going to show you really quickly on the first one for 17. What would 17 look like on a 10 frame? Well, we know it has one stick of 10. So that means one whole stick, and I'm coloring pretty quickly, is colored. And then we know there are going to be 7 ones. So then that means I am going to do 7 on the other side. That's what it looks like on a 10 frame. What does it look like with cubes? Again, I know I need one stick of 10 because it's, and then I need 7 of them. And so then I would color those. Then I need to write it over here. How many 10s do I have? I have 1 10. So with a pencil, I know I'm using a marker. I would write a 1. How many 1s do I have? There it is, the 7. I have 7 1s. In all, what do I have? When I put that all together, when I put 1 10 with 7 1s, I get a total of 17. 17. So you're going to do the same thing here. 1 stick of 10, 9 1s. What does it look like in a 10 frame? What does it look like in a stick of 10s? Then you're going to write it. Your 10s, how many 10s there are, how many 1s, and then how much in all. Okay, class, that is the end of the packet. We made it to the end of that. Yes, you're going to go back, and yes, you're going to be doing your writing. Put a lot of details in there. Put some verbs. Put some plurals in there. Put some adjectives in there. I am excited to see that. Now remember, who loves you? Jesus does, and so do I. I will see you for round 3 on Challenge Week. Bye.